First Warn 5 Weather Center. We are back, and we had some technical difficulties, but right now, let's talk about that severe thunderstorm moving over the McAllen area. It is rocking and rolling. There's a ton of rain, ton of lightning, and also that very strong wind. A lot of people talking about it feels like a strong tropical storm at this time in the McAllen area. That severe thunderstorm warning just got issued. A new one now includes Harlingen. It is moving quick, this thunderstorm. This new severe thunderstorm warning is for the Harlingen, La Feria, Mercedes area until 1:15 a.m. This is a very strong thunderstorm. I'm going to take a look at what this severe thunderstorm warning entails. And at this point, the National Weather Service is saying it is moving southeast at 55 miles per hour, has winds of 80 miles per hour, 80 miles per hour. That is above Category 1 hurricane force winds. Also, a new thunderstorm warning that just popped up for Willacy County. This is in northeastern Hidalgo County, seeing a severe thunderstorm warning. This one's until 1 a.m. The one in Willacy County includes a little bit of San Perlita, and this is for another thunderstorm that may also be producing some strong winds and potentially some small hail. Now, let's take a look at the hail right now at this time, and there we go. It is activating at this point, and you notice how the hail is kind of lagging behind, but I'm thinking if there is any hail with this thunderstorm, it's going to be smaller hail at this time. Let's take a look right here real quick. And the hail query is probably talking about, it doesn't load it, but it's probably about quarter-size hail right there in that little blue area, right along Conway and 107 in the Alton area. If you do know somebody there, maybe be careful. Tell them to be careful out there with the potential for some hail. And of course, the strong winds continue. Let's take a look at new velocity information and look at that. Those dark blues usually indicating about 100 mile per hour in the cloud. So 106 miles per hour up in the cloud, 98 miles per hour. All of that wind probably won't make it all the way down to the surface, but this gives you an indication that those really strong winds may be pushing through, and that is probably converting down to 85 miles per hour, that type of strong wind. So expect those really gusty winds out in downtown McAllen, out in North McAllen. It is coming down really hard with the strongest winds right now at the core there at kind of like the interchange. So if we could get the TxDOT camera eventually, we'll try to do that. But right now in the McAllen area, it is coming down some really significant wind, and right now there's that reflectivity showing you that the lightning and also the very, very strong rainfall at this time. Again, that hail core, probably not the biggest threat this time. The biggest threat is going to be the damaging winds of up to 80 miles per hour affecting southern Hidalgo County. I'm going to put in how many people may be affected by this. 552,169 people in that population area. And then the new one that just got issued out there in La Feria and Harlingen, that's 153,000 people. So many folks right now under the gun here for significant wind damage. So be very, very cautious out there. We could take a look at Sky 5 and Weslaco right now. Let's take this top so we could take a look at the camera right now. And it's not, you can see the lightning there kind of out in the distance. Now, that's just a really thick cloud deck, so it doesn't let us see all the way through McAllen as we typically do there. But it is showing that there's some lightning strikes out there. Right now here in Weslaco, things are calm, except that lightning strike that we just saw there. But we're about to get in under the gun here. And look, the new severe thunderstorm warning just issued now kind of covers the entire county of Hidalgo, kind of. Now for the northern part of the county, this has, I'm going to check the new information. Brittany, do you have anything there?
Yes, I actually do have the new information on this one severe thunderstorm. So this has winds of 70 miles per hour. And again, this is radar indicated, and this is no longer, we're really not seeing with this system hail right now. The main concern is damaging winds. So again, 70 miles per hour. There are 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. Well, actually, there's about 4 severe thunderstorm warnings right now across the valley. But these 2 that I'm focusing on, this one right here, this one is until 1 a.m. So I do have some arrival time. So around the San Perlita area, around 1:57 a.m. Port Mansfield around 2:16 a.m. Again, this one severe thunderstorm is continuing to push further down to the southeast. It had winds of 70 miles per hour, not indicating any hail right now. This one severe thunderstorm, and then this one right below it, that includes Lynn and Hargill, that is with winds of 70 miles per hour. And then I'm going to go back to the radar so that we can see the other severe thunderstorm warnings that we have in place. So let me get rid of the arrival time so we can kind of get an idea of what we're seeing right now. So again, we have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings in place. So the one right here that I'm about to zoom in for just a little bit, this is the one right here that has a very small slither of Willacy County under it, and this is until 1 a.m. So San Perlita, you are under this severe thunderstorm warning, and the far northern ranchlands of Willacy County, and then we have another one that you see right here until 1 a.m. So that includes Lynn as well as Raymondville. So I'm going to kind of zoom out a little bit so we can see that it's these storms right here, the line of storms that is over Lynn at the moment, over Fayetteville at the moment, continuing to push into Hargill. Hargill, if you are not in your safe place, make sure you are in your safe place or getting in your safe place right now. Monte Alto, you have about 5 minutes to get everything that you need to get and get into your safe place, because again, we have strong winds with this right now. The main concern is not hail. The main concern is strong winds. I know some of us going to be losing our power. Quite a bit of us have already lost our power. Just have your phones with you and continue to watch, and we'll be here all night. So we're going to continue to keep you updated and continue to be here with you while these storms push through. So right now we're seeing that it's coming towards Raymondville as well, and I can get you some arrival time. So let me get this set up for you really quickly.
Information, the National Weather Service got a report from the fire department rescue team. Weslaco fire marshals report damage to 4 or 5 trees in the neighborhood in Mission, So there was some damage already happening. So some of the trees out there in Mission due to these strong winds. And again, that severe thunderstorm warning over the core population area of McAllen, PSJA, all those areas, that one is a severe thunderstorm warning for 80 mile per hour wind gusts. 80 mile per hour wind gusts. That is really strong. Now, Harlingen, you are under a new severe thunderstorm warning. We're anticipating that storm that went over McAllen, about to push through Weslaco, is going to eventually arrive to your area, and that could have winds of up to 70, 80 miles per hour as well. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. For the Harlingen area, San Benito. A lot of people asking about Brownsville. It's not there yet, but it should be there soon. I would say within the next hour or so, Brownsville, you could be under the gun as well. But right now, the biggest issue is with that heavy rainfall over McAllen, over Edinburgh, and also obviously those really strong winds. A lot of people reporting a lot of wind out there in the McAllen metro area. Brittany.
Yeah, and I was looking at some Facebook comments as well that a lot of places right now in the valley are without power. So I just want to know, maybe Alex or Steven, if y'all can look up some power outages for us, and we can have that pulled up in later on. Of course, okay, so I actually do see it on the back lawn. So if you want to, so thanks, Steven. So if you want to pull that up so we can see some power outages across the valley. So quite a bit of power outages. I can't really see that. So
it's about 55,883 customers without power right now in the Rio Grande Valley. That's what I'm seeing on my end here. Actually, 57,982 AEP customers without power at this time. And again, that is due to the very strong gusty winds moving over a really high populated area of the valley. We were talking about the number of population, the number of people affected by this one severe thunderstorm warning, 552,000 people affected by that one severe thunderstorm warning, and then add an additional 18,000 to the one to the north, and then 153,000 people. There's a lot of folks in the valley. And right now, 57,982 people with AEP are without power. Again, this is a really, really strong thunderstorm. And we talked about the hazards, Brittany. We talked about the hazards that are happening right now. You gotta consider, if you do have plans this evening, just stay in your safe zone right now. Stay where you're at, because this thunderstorm could knock down power poles. It could knock down trees. If you're driving at this hour right now over the McAllen area, Edinburgh area, you may be seeing some damage, and you may not be able to see it clearly, especially with the heavy rainfall and nightfall at this time. So it's very important to just consider that. It's best if you just stay home. Don't wander off to go look for things. Don't wander off to go get pictures of damage or anything like that. just let us look for it first. let the news do it, and we'll show you. You stay in your home, and we'll be showing you those things later on. It's just best to stay home. I know it's Friday night. A lot of people want to be out. I want to be out, but it's best to just let this thunderstorm roll through, right, Brittany?
Yeah, that's right. And like we actually just got an updated polygon, so an updated area of severe thunderstorm warning that is until 1:15 a.m. and we will continue. Yeah, so where you see let me switch to
73 mile per hour wind reported at the McAllen International Airport. 73 mile per hour. So this is ground truth. I mean, we got the ground truth on the hail in Roma. We got the ground truth now on the wind. So, this is all coming into fruition. Unfortunately, this is bad, horrible conditions across the area. And I could see all the flashes now pushing through Weslaco. Let's take a look at Sky 5 there. And you could see the clouds there. You could kind of tell where the clouds are. It's just, they're kind of low clouds, kind of eerie. And you see the lightning flashes out there. So this is facing toward McAllen. The storm is about to push through this area. And it's going to come in from the west to east. So if you're in Weslaco, if you're in Donna, consider that storm's going to come in from the west to the east. So those winds coming in from the west. If you have things that you need to protect on the west side of your house, do that now when you have time. But again, consider that this storm is moving fairly quickly. I think it's up to 50 miles per hour or something like that, right? It is moving with a forward speed of 50 miles per hour. So it is moving fast.
At 55 miles per hour.
Yeah, so it'll be in the Donna Weslaco area fairly quickly here.
Okay, so yeah, if you are in the Miladose, Weslaco area, Progreso area, get in your safe place right now. I know I had some, Deontay Marini, the weekend anchor, she was asking, do I need to be in my safe place? If you're in Weslaco, yes, get in your safe place right now. If you're in Elsa, make sure to get in your safe place at the moment. Just stay there, and again, you're going to lose power most likely. And real quick, before we do, I know we do have some footage.
Okay. We actually got some video.
Yeah, Steven can also check out Magic Valley customers for power outages, but let's check out that video footage we have.
This one's from Mission. This is actually from our news director, and look at that. It is coming down ugly. The strong winds, the really strong rain. Luckily, no hail at that point there. And
surge palm trees are really strong, but if any other tree besides palm trees can very easily snap with 80 mile per hour winds.
That's intense.
We were getting reports. I know some Facebook commenters were saying that they had a tree just snap in front of their yard. So again, we have, if it's not a palm tree, it's most likely with winds of 80 miles per hour. It's going to do some damage to some trees, can cause some trees to fall down. Again, this is in the Mission area that we're seeing this. So heavy rain on top of it and strong winds. And the strong winds is what is damaging right now. So please make sure that you are being safe. Again, if you're in Weslaco, Miladose, Elsa, get in your safe place right now. Progreso, get in your safe place. It's kind of tracking along I-2. And if you're in McAllen, you should still be in your safe place, but you have about 10, 15 minutes. Then after the 10, 15 minutes, the strong and severe winds are going to be to the east of you. So if you're in Alton right now, if you're in Abram, you most likely can get out of your safe place. You're still going to deal with some heavy rain and strong winds, but the severe winds are mainly along the leading edge of this line of storms, and a lot of lightning with it as well. So I want to see if we can pull up Sky 5 cam up behind me. If we can get that possibly. If not, I can try to look up one of my, okay, thank you guys. So yeah, you can kind of see that earlier when Serge was showing it, you kind of saw the difference between the like gray and the black clouds. Now that's slowly coming over us right now. And I don't know if you can hear, but we're starting to get that thunder. We're starting to see the rain pick up outside right now. So that is coming our way. So again, if you're in Weslaco where we're at, you need to be in your safe place. And thankfully we do have generators, because we're most likely, if we didn't have generators, we would be without power as well.
Can we take max 1 top so that way we could take a look at the radar, at least the storm times here? Mercedes, 12:47 a.m. Raymondville, 12:52 a.m. Santa Rosa at 12:58 a.m. Harlingen around 1:06 a.m. San Benito around 1:09 a.m. Again, these are más o menos. These are your estimated times. These could change. This thunderstorm is moving at 50 miles per hour. It could slow down. It could go faster. So these may change. And we've been seeing that through the course of the night here, where, it was closer to 1 for the McAllen area earlier, and that has obviously changed. We are about 30 minutes before that. So here's your newest tracks. And again, Harlingen areas, about 106, 109 in San Benito. I know a lot of people are going to ask me, what about Brownsville? So I'm going to do a track for you guys here. Give me a second here. I'm going to draw that line for you and just put Brownsville out there. So about 1:21 a.m. in Brownsville. So there you are. If you're in the Brownsville area asking what about Brownsville, it'll probably get there around 1:20 a.m. That's your estimated time so far. Again, that's going to change. I think it might change, but that gives you a little bit of an idea here. Yes, I think it's actually going to push through all the way through Brownsville. And we're hearing the lightning and thunder here. I'm actually going to do a lightning count so that way we could see what kind of intensity this still has here. This is a big thunderstorm now. So just focus there on Hidalgo County. About 1,688 lightning strikes. 1,688 lightning strikes at this time. This is a really strong thunderstorm. Positive lightning strikes are at 890, Brittany, and we've been talking about this all night as well, where the positive lightning strikes are usually the ones that kill people. So stay indoors. Stay indoors. Stay away from windows. Stay away from anything electrical too.
Yes, and definitely do not take a shower right now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Those pipes, if one of those lightning strikes hits one of those pipes that's going into your shower, it could carry that current. So consider that. You know, these are things that we got to consider when we have a severe thunderstorm. Very dangerous conditions at this time.
I know sometimes they may seem a little silly, but it's definitely to stay safe during severe weather times just like this. So
better safe than sorry, right?
Definitely better safe than sorry. Again, make sure that you are in your safe place because we have very strong winds. We just saw the video footage. A lot of us without power. We're going to continue to track it, but lots of lightning. You can even hear the lightning outside of our studios.
Yeah, you can see it on Sky 5
yeah,
in Weslaco.
I was just about to see if we can pull up Sky 5 in Weslaco. Lots of flashes of lightning, and you're seeing that rain starting to pick up as well. So right now we have windy conditions, rain not coming down as hard just yet, but what you are going to see as the storm gets closer to you, mainly that lightning show, and you're going to see windy conditions, and then that's when you're going to get the heavy rain behind it. So it usually starts off with some gusty conditions and lightning and then heavy rain behind it. I still see some people out on the roads right now. Roads are already slick, and I do see some people already trying to drive with their hazards on. So please, if you do not have to be on the roads, especially I-2 right now on the highway, try to find a way to hurry up and get home as quickly as you can. But yeah, so lots of lightning strikes right now, and where we were just seeing was outside of our Weslaco studio, so that was right here in this area. So again, if you're going to be in La Feria right now, you're probably just feeling some strong wind. Let me move that over so that I'm not in the way.
We got a new update from AEP. 118,000 people without power at this time, and that is just, I think it's just going to increase as this line of thunderstorms rolls through the entire valley from west to east. I think we're going to see that number increasing again. 118,000 people, AEP, without power at this time. I'll go ahead and check Magic Valley right now, but that's just an indication how strong this thunderstorm is. It is just carrying those winds. It is intense out here.
We had been talking about, damaging winds. Damaging winds isn't always damage to your home. It's damage to the power lines. It's causing power outages across the valley. So again, keeping lots of thunder outside of our studios right now. So we're about to get hit pretty hard. Remember I said that leading edge is where most of the severe weather is right now. So that leading edge is passing where we are right now. And definitely
let's take a look at Sky 5 Weslaco.
Yeah, let's take a look at Sky 5 right now. But we definitely would be without power had we not had generators going already. But yeah, you can see plenty of rain.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. It's just nonstop lightning.
Yeah, lightning nonstop right now. Still, people on the roads, please. It's we have strong winds right now, guys. Add slick roads already going fast as you're on the highway, and then strong winds. Definitely not somewhere you want to be on the road. So please
look
make sure
at that. You
you're
can see even
safe.
some power flashes out there too. So you already know that that's just going to knock down some power. And when you see the greens out there within the lightning, look at that. It's just intense. 31,839 people in Magic Valley customers without power at this time too. So it is just nonstop here. 31,839. That's about 23% of their customers. You can hear the thunder. I don't know if you heard that through my microphone, but it is pretty intense out here. Again, the good thing is not seeing a lot of hail with this, but the wind is the dangerous part today. and
the fact that the wind can pick up debris and then cause things to break, can cause windows to break, and can cause damage to your cars. The wind can cause the trees to fall. Winds can maybe pick up, if you have a trampoline that you didn't tie down, it can pick up that trampoline and can throw it on someone's house or somebody's car as well. So if your neighbor has a trampoline.
I think that's the wind that we're hearing.
Yeah, so the wind. Yeah, right now. A lot of the times we tell you, you know, when you hear a tornado, sometimes it sounds like a train. Yeah. That's why we say the difference between a tornado and straight line winds, the only thing is the difference is the rotation, because straight line winds can sound just as scary. But we're here live with you. We're going through the same storms you are going through, and we're going to stay on Facebook
Brittany,
Live. But
one thing that we haven't done yet is talk about the storms to the north. There's some pretty good storms also moving into Raymondville. We could take radar, and there you go. They are under a severe thunderstorm warning as well. Raymondville area. There's a little bit of a hail core trying to develop there in the northern part of Raymondville. So taking a look at that right now, walnut-sized hail possible, and of course, they also are dealing with the very strong wind. So let's take a look at what velocity is showing. 56, 59 miles per hour, 63 out there. So yeah, it is coming down really hard. And this is the big intensity stuff, the progreso. Right now, that's probably where the strongest winds are occurring. I'm going to check velocity. Don't freak out. This is in the cloud, but look at that, 120 mile per hour winds within the cloud. And of course, the radar beam is shooting up. So when it sees those molecules moving, it is measuring how fast it is moving at 120 miles per hour. Eventually, that type of wind does die down once it gets to the surface, but that gives you an indication how strong the winds could get right now.
Yeah, and Serge, I'm actually standing right outside of one of our doors. And
be careful.
I'm definitely not going to open the door.
I can see Sky 5 Weslaco. Let's take a look at Sky 5 Weslaco. It is rocking
just
right now.
The rain is not coming down at all. The rain is moving sideways. I know there's that Forrest Gump movie where they say the rain was just coming at us sideways. That's what I'm seeing right now outside, because the winds are so strong at the moment. So definitely make sure you are staying away from the windows. I did not get close when I looked right now, but yes.
I can hear the building here kind of creaking as well.
Yes,
it's a little shaky.
I am pretty far away from our door, and our door is locked, but the door is actually shaking right now from the strong winds.
Yeah.
So again, that's why you need to stay far away, because especially with glass doors, glass windows, something can come, flying debris.
You stay away too there.
No, I'm definitely nowhere close to that area. I'm making sure I'm staying far away and putting as much space between me and the outdoors as possible. But yes, that's why we say make sure to stay away from the windows and glass doors if you do have any, because we do have the strong winds right now. It is shaking that Sky 5 camera. And also, if Alex can get me a new IFB, that would be great. Or actually, I see Serge doing that. But yeah, so we have the strong winds right now shaking the camera. But again, that's not the only place we're seeing severe weather right now. It is moving to the south. To the east of I-69C, but I-69E, if you're along I-69E, there is also some strong storms right now moving through the Raymondville area. So make sure that if you are near Willacy County, I'm trying to change this and talk real quick.
All right, there you go. There's my mic. Sorry, we're changing our batteries here before we lose it. But anyways, here we go. There's the velocity. Let's go to max 1 here, and let's take a look at that velocity. And those dark blue shades, that's where the wind is coming down really hard. Downtown Weslaco, it is just coming down, and you already saw it on Sky 5. Now, it is kind of getting better. It's still pretty rough out there, but I think the worst of it is probably about to be over here within the next 5 minutes or so in the Weslaco area. Progreso, it is coming down. Relámpago, ironically, it is coming down really bad there too, and we're talking about a lot of lightning and thunder. Here are the big winds about to push into Santa Maria. If you're in Los Indios, Rangerville, you guys are next in line here with those really strong winds. La Feria as well, Mercedes as well. You guys get ready. It is going to come down, and you could see the motion. I'm going to put the motion here so you could just see how fast these winds are moving. These thunderstorms, they're just moving really fast. And also with those wind speeds up to 80 miles per hour with these thunderstorms. This severe thunderstorm warning, the one over Harlingen, it also says could see winds of up to 80 miles per hour. So expect that. And you saw it here in Weslaco. That's just living proof right now that this thunderstorm is coming to fruition here. The way we've been saying, damaging winds, biggest threat, and there we are. We had it today, and that's what we continue to see is just kind of a straight line wind type of event here, where we just kind of bowed out, and the thunderstorms moving fast, but those winds are just going crazy at this point. Again, over the Weslaco area now. If you're in McAllen, you're kind of in the clear, I think, already. And I think the wind's also going to stay with us through tomorrow. So just expect that it's going to stay breezy tomorrow. Winds could be gusting up to 40 miles per hour through the afternoon here. But again, the biggest threat is right now, and you can see how those severe thunderstorm warnings are shaped pretty well. It shows you where that line kind of cuts off, and there's that line of thunderstorms. Raymondville, Lyford, you're right on the edge right there, but the severe thunderstorm is over your area. Also really strong winds in that region, but the strongest winds are with this cell about to move into Santa Maria and over the border there in over the Rio Grande here, just south of Santa Maria. So that's where the strongest winds are, as well as in the Weslaco area. Things are getting slightly better here, but the rain is now coming down here. Let's take a look at Sky 5 in Weslaco. Now you're starting to get, you already had the winds, now you're just getting that blinding rain pushing through. And I can move the camera around a little bit if we want here, just to kind of see around. And maybe we could see if there's any power outages type of thing. So there we go. There's the camera.
Seeing a lot
it looks
of
a
water,
little darker
on the roads right now. You can kind of see, because when the people are driving, you can kind of see the water splashing back up.
Here, let's out of focus a little bit, but let's try to do that. There you go. Yeah. It looks, it's really bad out there, guys. So it's just best to stay out of the way from this thunderstorm and just take shelter and stay put wherever you are. Don't get on the roadway at this time. Probably best just to stay wherever you are. Let the storm pass. It's moving fairly quickly here, 50 miles per hour. So eventually it'll clear out. Like the McAllen area, if you were out partying tonight and you want to go back to partying, then go for it. But maybe there's no power. So just something to consider here.
Yeah. Somebody was asking about how long can we expect these. Once you start to get the strong winds, and then you see lots of lightning, you can expect about another 25 minutes of heavy rain after that. So total maybe half an hour or less for all of this. Then after that, it should be out of your area. So I would stay in my safe place for, again, you can just watch us. So by the time you see lots of lightning, heavy rain, and then once you start to see that rain start to die down, it becomes more light, that's when you can get out of your safe place. So around 25 minutes.
We got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Willacy County now. This includes the entire county, all the way through the coast in Port Mansfield. This one is for 70-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail possible with that cell. And that's the one we've been talking about here. That there you go. You could see the wind, and I'm going to turn on the hail core too, so we could take a look at what we're experiencing here. There's the hail showing some purple there. It's not as significant as it was earlier, but still, penny-sized hail coming at 80 miles or 70 miles per hour. That could be bad. So there's the marble-sized hail possible there in the Raymondville area, right over Raymondville. Really strong winds passing over Lyford at this time, Monte Alto as well. There's a little bit of a tiny hail core as well in Alamo at this time, mainly north of the Interstate 2. So let's take a look at that hail core here, about walnut-sized hail possible there in northern Alamo at this time. Then there's also another little hail core just north of Progreso. Progreso getting hit really hard, very close to Mercedes. So Mercedes, there might be a little bit of hail falling also with this thunderstorm, and that just makes things worse. It could be golf ball-sized hail. So Llano Grande area, I was just there last week, and there's potential there for some golf ball-sized hail. That's pretty intense, especially with those strong winds. Look, I have the velocity behind there. It's about really bad thunder here, but there you go. The velocity showing the winds could be, I'm not going to say they're going to be 106 miles per hour, but they could be very strong, closer to 80 miles per hour, making it down to the surface. Again, this velocity data is looking up into the cloud. And so up in the atmosphere, you get those 100-mile-per-hour winds, but down to the surface, they might die down just a little bit. But again, there's the radar showing the heavy rainfall already pushing through. There's still a ton of lightning. I think it's already kind of cleared, like all the lightning and stuff has already cleared out from McAllen, La Jolla, Mission. It is coming down really hard here in Weslaco at this time, Mid-Valley. Again, if you are in Harlingen, if you are in Brownsville, it's on its way. Get ready. I'm going to do a track. Oh, here we go. One more track. It has this big curve, and the reason why it's curving like that is because it's those strong winds. It's pushing the thunderstorm faster. So there are your times here. La Feria, 1:02 a.m. Primera, 1:08 a.m. Harlingen at 1:13 a.m. Brownsville, 1:22 a.m. and 1:26 out in northern Brownsville, out in Cameron Park. So again, expecting these really strong thunderstorms in your area. In the next hour or so. It is rocking and rolling here in Weslaco. We could take a look at Sky 5 in Weslaco one more time. Hopefully this tower doesn't get struck by lightning. I hope it doesn't, because we'll be out without Sky 5 for a while there. But hopefully nothing happens here. But that's a live look.
Actually, one of the times while you were showing radar, I saw a really great cloud to ground lightning strike that stayed lit up for quite some time. So we're seeing some serious lightning strikes with this one system. So please make sure you are indoors.
We actually got some video right now live from our studio outside of Sky 5. There you go. Actually, this is recorded video. Look how it was coming down. It was just really bad. The strong winds. But the rain, it just looks like it's just kind of dancing in the air. It is crazy coming in from sideways, like what you said. It's coming in sideways.
It's just, it's not even falling down from the sky. It is coming in sideways from the strong winds, and I definitely do regret parking my car underneath one of those trees, Serge, because those trees with the strong wind, definitely one of those limbs could easily snap off and fall on top of my car right there. So that's on me. That's okay.
I think you might be fine. Let's just pray and hope that we're okay here.
Yes, but yes, I know a lot of us are still scared. I know the thunder and the strong winds are definitely scary.
We got a new severe thunderstorm warning now. It covers the eastern side of Cameron County. This one's until 2 a.m. and that now includes Los Fresnos, Brownsville, Port Isabel, Laguna Vista, Latina Ranch, all those areas in eastern Cameron County. Again, that's for 2 a.m. and I think they're probably going to say winds of 70 to at least 60 miles per hour. So I'm going to take a look here, and this one shows central Cameron County until 2 a.m. This one has 80 mile per hour winds. Yeah, it's the same thunderstorm cell that continues to track over our area here in Weslaco, about to push through La Feria. La Feria, if you're there, get in your safe zone. Don't get close to windows, rather. Those really strong winds are about to move into your area. Santa Maria, the wind is rocking and rolling at this time. We could see those winds again gusting up to 80 miles per hour. 80 miles per hour. That is above Category 1 hurricane force winds. Hurricane force winds are 74 miles per hour and more. This is forecast to maybe be up to 80 miles per hour. So that's damaging, destructive winds. Stay away from windows, especially if there's hail in that area. That hail could be blowing in that wind, and that could just be another projectile. Again, we're talking about the projectiles. There's no tornado, but the thing is that this is just as bad as a tornado when we're talking about the aspect as far as the winds go. Yes, a tornado is scary, but this is also scary. You got to be in your safe zones right now. Stay away from the roadways. It is very dangerous to be driving right now. If you have one of those tree limbs, as Brittany was mentioning, fall down over a roadway, you got power lines that could be falling over the roadways. It's dark outside. It's blinding rain. You don't know if you're about to drive into some power lines. So it's important just to stay home, weather this storm out, just wait for it to be over. It's moving fast. Eventually, you'll be able to venture out and slightly safer conditions, but still going to be very dangerous even after the storm, because it's still dark outside. And when you get the strong rain and you get some ponding of water on the roadways, it's kind of difficult to see outside. So just better if you stay home, or if you stay in your safe zone throughout the rest of the night. Now, showing reflectivity and the lightning, we're just hearing all that lightning and thunder. I'm going to do a lightning count once again here, and take a look at the amount of lightning strikes, at least close to the valley or in the valley. And that's grown to 2,195 lightning strikes. Positive strikes are 1,100. So positive strikes are the ones that are more dangerous, the ones that typically kill people. So yeah, it's dangerous outside. Better just to stay home, and just to stay away from windows, stay away from anything like that. And also, Brittany was mentioning, if there's a lightning storm outside, if you're planning on showering right now, things like that, consider that. Don't shower, because if that that lightning strike hits one of your pipes, then that current could travel through the shower. And, you know, that's one of the things that...
you can get electrocuted that way.
Yeah.
I know it sounds a little silly, but that is something that you do have to be careful with during severe weather. So I know sometimes during severe weather, when I know there's severe weather, I make sure to, whatever time frame there is, I always take a shower before that, because you never want to take a shower, especially during a lightning storm like this, when there is lightning strikes over 2,000 in some places. So I'm going to zoom out just a bit, because remember, we have all portions of the lower valley under some type of severe thunderstorm warning at the moment. So right now you see lots of different boxes, lots of yellow lines. Main story is that we're going to continue to see this line of storms push through, and these strong damaging winds is the main threat. We're really not getting too many hail reports anymore. We're really not seeing any hail cores. I can actually turn that on and we can check that out right now. So right now we still are seeing some small hail cores, so maybe some ping pong ball size hail in Progreso. But again, this is a small hail that we're seeing. The main concern is going to be the damaging winds, because the damaging winds is going to pick up objects and debris that's on the roads. We can have just twigs, just rock, you know, something small. And like I said, trampolines, whatever your neighbor might have that can easily be blown away, lawn chairs outside. All of that can be picked up by 80-mile-per-hour winds and smash it into your windows, into your car, and do some serious damage to your roofs as well. So that's why we're saying stay in your safe place, because we have these strong winds. I know some people are saying, well, you know, it could be a tornado. Right now we have no tornado warnings, but nonetheless, whether or not we have a tornado warning or we have a severe thunderstorm warning with winds of 80 miles per hour, that is strong winds that will be moving through and that can cause some serious damage. So even though we're not looking at any tornado warnings for tonight, we still do have that 80-mile-per-hour wind that we are continuing to monitor. So
I got a text from a friend. He says there was a car driving around with a piece of sheet metal over the front end. So that's how strong these thunderstorms are. They pull that stuff, they break things, and it flies around. The debris flies around, and eventually that could get caught on your vehicle, that could get caught in your window, your door, and on your home. So again, stay away from this thunderstorm. Now, one thing I wanted to show on radar, if we could go full screen here, this shows you a couple of things. You know, you see that little bow type of feel here, and then you see another one over here. Where these bows are kind of moving toward, that's where the strongest winds are. So if you are about to get hit by that little bow, it's about to get really windy, like dangerous wind type of thing. So let's take a look at the Brownsville area. That's the next area in line here. They are under the severe thunderstorm warning 2 a.m. until 2 a.m. And let me tell you, it's going to get there really fast. So let's take a look at the track. We're going to do a little bit of track here, do the bow here, and move to Brownsville. 1:21 a.m. in Brownsville. Get in your safe zone now. You don't have too much time. It's going to get here, and it's going to be strong winds. You've already seen, you saw how it was in Sky 5 Weslaco, and that showed just intense winds blowing through this area, blowing through the Mid-Valley. So 80-mile-per-hour winds are possible with these thunderstorms. The one that's blinking right now, this one's until 1:15 a.m. We got an update from the Weather Service. This storm is moving southeast at 55 miles per hour now, 55 miles per hour. It's a destructive storm over southern Hidalgo County, 80-mile-per-hour winds with this thunderstorm. So take cover. Stay away from windows. Stay away from anything that you can put yourself at risk here. Also, just important just to stay off the roadways, Brittany.
Yes, and again, Harlingen, you're about to get hit with some heavy rain as well. So I do have this outlook, and this is actually in between the two areas where Serge just showed you where they kind of bow out like the half circles. This is in between that area, but still strong winds heading your way in Harlingen. So if you're in Harlingen, get in your safe place right now, because we still have strong winds heading your direction. And I'm going to zoom out just a bit too, so we can kind of see what we're working with right now. So I am going to...
I got power outage updates here whenever you're ready, Britt.
Okay, yeah, we can actually switch to some power outages right now.
Yeah, we got 54,850 customers without power now. Magic Valley people, 54,850 people without power. AEP reports now 129,000 and 106 customers without power. 129,000. That's a lot of people without power. It's been a while since we've had widespread power outages like this, and it's also been a very long time since we've seen thunderstorms roll through this area this intense and this frequent. Why? Well, some of our meteorologists are saying it could be the El Nino trying to form, and 2012 was the last time we had, 2012, 2013, around that era, we had really strong, severe thunderstorms pushing through the area, and we're kind of in that pattern right now where we could see a little bit more of these thunderstorms pushing through. So hopefully, we got to pray that this is kind of the end of it, but right now it is coming down hard. If you are in Harlingen, if you are in Brownsville, get ready. It is about to move over your area, kind of paralleling their Interstate 69E at this time. And again, it's strong gusty winds up to 80 miles per hour. That could do some big damage. Again, as I mentioned, that is above Category 1 hurricane force winds. Category 4 hurricane force winds are 74 miles per hour and more, and we're talking 80 miles per hour. So this is strong tropical storm type force winds into Category 1 hurricane force winds here in the valley at this time. But again, this is all due to a severe thunderstorm. This is just a severe thunderstorm pushing through the area, and it's intense. Stay away from windows, stay away from the roadways at this time, Brittany.
Yeah, and I saw somebody asking if there were any tornado warnings. Just like you said, Serge, no tornado warnings at the moment. These are just strong thunderstorms that are moving through the area. But just because there's no tornado warnings, I don't want you to think that you can't take this just as seriously. I've already been seeing some comments of lawn chairs, hammocks, trampolines being gone. So all of those lawn chairs and trampolines and hammocks that you don't see in your front porch right now is doing some damage to someone else's property. So could have busted their window, could have busted their windows in their cars and not just their homes. So this storm is picking up any loose objects, any debris, and it can be doing some serious damage to someone else. So if your neighbor had any lawn chairs, any trampolines out in their lawn this morning, didn't put that up before the storm, most likely going to be found down the road later or in someone else's yard, and might be the reason why we have some broken windows in some places.
A lot of people, Brittany, a lot of people wondering about, the areas where it already stopped raining. Is it over for the rest of the night?
Yes. So for you, you most likely are done. You can still see some sprinkles overnight. You can still get some light rain, but we are looking to be done. So once this line of storms, with the severe weather aspects, once this line of storms pushes through your area, and once you get done with the strong wind, the heavy rain behind it, you see the greens and the yellows, that is some light rain. You can still deal with some lightning strikes. We're actually still seeing some lightning strikes there in Starr County, and those are bolts out of the blue, I believe. But yeah, just because the lightning is moved in the lower valley doesn't mean that we can still see some lightning strike, or we can't still see some lightning strikes there in Hidalgo County. So that's something we're going to continue to monitor, is the lightning strikes. Though just because the line of storms is past you, you can still see some lightning strikes, still hear some rumbles of thunder, but the severe aspects of this line of storms is going to be past you once you start dealing with some light rain. So the McAllen area, the severe weather is past you. Rio Grande City, Starr County, you are done with the severe weather threat for tonight. You can get to bed and get ready to take a look at the damage tomorrow, because we can see some serious damage. And some good news is that tomorrow, maybe early in the morning, because remember, this system is going to go until around like 2 a.m. We have some warnings until 2 a.m. Once the system is out of your area and continues to push further on into the lower valley, once it's out of your area, you are done with your severe weather threat. And tomorrow we are looking at plenty of sunshine. That's what happens with cold fronts. Cold fronts bring a chance for some severe weather, especially during the summer. And then after that, we have plenty of sunshine, and temperatures going to be in the 80s for tomorrow, which is some good news, because some of us are going to have to do some cleaning up with some of the damage that we had from these severe thunderstorms. So going to be some good weather for picking up some broken trees.
Brittany, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's kind of on the back end, and it's for Hidalgo County, for southern Hidalgo County, and it's about to exit that area, but there is still 60-mile-per-hour winds possible even behind this. I think once you're in the clear, once you're out here in Citrus City, La Jolla, La Victoria, Rio Grande City, I think you're good. You're good to go. But there's still the potential for some gusty winds even in the Edinburgh, Elsa, Alamo, Weslaco area. So that severe thunderstorm warning is until, I believe, 2 a.m., 1:15 a.m. there. And then also new severe thunderstorm warning. Actually, the severe thunderstorm warning in Harlingen. I wanted to talk about what's going on right now. And look at that, Los Indios. It's we're still seeing those really strong damaging winds. If you're in Los Indios and Rangerville, it's coming down really hard. And then also La Paloma, you're next in line there. And now we're getting into territories here near San Benito, where this wind is destructive. It's really strong, and it's pushing through parts of 281 there, Military Road, and Los Indios, very close. Actually, just right on top of Los Indios is where we're seeing those really strong destructive winds. Could be up to 80 miles per hour at this time. And then also some of the strong winds already pushing into the Harlingen area, Primera area, western Harlingen, kind of between the interstates there, Interstate 69 and Interstate 2, seeing that heavy, or the big wind. What we're looking at right now is velocity. A new update there on the severe thunderstorm warning in Willacy County here, and that's still 70-mile-per-hour winds with penny-sized hail possible. And then let's take a look at reflectivity here, and this shows you where the rain is falling. This is a blanket of rain over Willacy County at this time. So it's just very heavy rainfall, and then also you have that cloud-to-ground lightning. There you go. There's the lightning strikes. I made them really small because there's so much lightning out there that it's really hard to see the radar if you don't make it small. But again, Bluetown, it's coming down really hard too. Ranchito, there you go. The strongest winds again in Los Indios, about to move into the other parts of Cameron County. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a track. This is moving at 55. This is moving at 55 miles per hour. So I'm going to adjust the speed here, and I just want to do a little track, just to show how these winds may be moving, something like that. Ranchito about 1:20 a.m., 1:25 in Rancho Viejo. Again, this is just for the wind, the really strong winds, and I think that's kind of the motion they should be moving. It's variable. I think it could change a little bit. It might kind of go right along the river, the Rio Grande, but I think those winds will be arriving toward the Brownsville area soon. And look at that. There's another little area here where it's kind of bowing out, about to cross the river from the west side in Brownsville. And if you're in Brownsville, get ready. The winds are about to arrive there. And so is the really heavy rain. It's probably already raining kind of moderately out there, but the really heavy rain is about to move into the Brownsville area. And it's just rocking and rolling here in Weslaco. The lightning and thunder just keeps going. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera, the Sky 5 Weslaco, to the other side, so that way we could take a look at how it looks facing the area toward Mercedes. Some lights are going off. It's dark. It's dark on the camera there, so a lot of power outages, I could tell, just by looking at the Sky 5. Let's take a look at Sky 5 right now. There it is. If we could pull Sky 5, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of dark out there. It's usually really bright.
Yeah, so definitely quite a bit of power outages that you can see, because, yeah, usually we see a lot more business lights, and sometimes we can see the lights from people's houses, but all we're seeing right now is mainly just some car lights and just the places that most likely have generators right now.
Yeah.
So still a really big lightning show, still hearing lots of thunder. I actually just go take a look outside. Well, I stayed pretty far away. I'm not going to go outside just yet, but the rain has calmed down here just a little bit. Right now, we're really just getting shaken up by some lightning as well. And again, I can't stress this enough. Please make sure you're still being safe on the roads. You can see right there people having to use their hazards while driving on I-2 at the moment. So still some moderate rain, not heavy, not the heavy downpours that we saw that was completely coming in from the side. But the main thing right now, still going to be windy. Actually, tomorrow, it is still going to be windy tomorrow. We'll still have winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour for your Saturday. So even after these severe level winds move through your area, we're going to continue to see some breezy and windy conditions for the rest of the night into tomorrow. So again, remember, tomorrow we are looking at another windy day, but again, no more severe level wind gusts, but still some places seeing some severe level wind gusts. But again, it is a very big lightning storm surge.
Yeah, Brittany,
lots of rumbles of thunder.
we actually have our reporter, Cassandra Garcia, who was at Topgolf today. Of course, it's Friday. Everybody's kind of out there enjoying. So if we have Cassandra Garcia.
Hello.
Yes, there we go. Hey, Cassandra, how's it going?
I'm doing well right now. Thankfully, I'm in shelter at Topgolf.
Okay. And what was the situation like there at Topgolf?
So it was coming down pretty hard. I was on my way here. The power actually went out, and we were on the roadway and couldn't see anything. Visibility was like none. I felt like there was hail. The water was hitting the car pretty hard. The car was definitely shaking. Lots of wind going on right now. Thankfully, right now it's sprinkling, so it's calmed down a bit. But, yeah, it was pretty scary for a moment.
Yeah, is the wind still going on right now in FAR?
What, I'm sorry?
Is the wind still really, really strong in FAR?
I think it's pretty much calmed down for now. It's sprinkling right now. I don't notice a lot of wind right now.
Okay, so then you took shelter. Did everybody else kind of take shelter? Did they go inside to like a restroom type of thing, or what was the setup there?
Yeah, we went in. We took shelter inside the building. They had a room in the back, so we all just kind of took shelter and waited out. A lot of people waited around before they hit the roads again, just because how bad the situation was.
And have you already taken off from Topgolf? Have you left?
I have not left yet. I'm considering leaving now, but I'm weighing my options right now because I can imagine that the roadways are pretty wet, and I know it can be kind of dangerous to drive in this rain. Oh, that was some thunder.
Was that thunder? Yeah, you could hear that on the phone. Okay, well, Cassandra, stay safe out there and be very careful on your way home. Expect some damage and things like that on the roadways, so just kind of be very, very cautious when you're out there driving tonight. Thank you so much, Cassandra Garcia. That's a KRGV reporter.
Thank you.
And, one thing I also want to mention is that we look for ground truth with these things, and right now, at the airports, this is what we're seeing. 61-mile-per-hour wind gust in Harlingen. That storm is already there, and it is coming down hard. 61-mile-per-hour wind gust in Harlingen. 43 right now in McAllen. It's beginning to fade away. As you heard Cassandra, things are improving in the FAR area, so I imagine that McAllen's wind speed will eventually drop down. Edinburgh is down to 22 there. 28 miles per hour in Port Isabel. Now, let's take a look at what it looks like in Sky 5. Still very dark out there. Some lightning.
Yes, and we actually got some video from Harlingen. So Harlingen is still going through some strong, some heavy rain as well. So this is from one of our photographers of some wind and heavy rain going through the Harlingen area. So you can see there the wind really picking up and just carrying the rain along the streets. Again, the rain is just raining sideways with how strong the wind is. And you can see the trees blowing right now in this video. And they're just going to continue to just push on to the sides because of the wind being so strong. Yeah. And thankfully with this one video, everybody's lawn looks pretty clean. Yeah. But if it had lawn chairs, you definitely see some lawn chairs flying around.
And Brittany, Harlingen was kind of in between those two big cells, those two bows. So they probably didn't get the strongest of the wind. Notice how the strongest of that is already kind of south of the city. But what we are noticing is that we continue to see that really strong wind pushing toward the Brownsville area, Ranchito. It's south of the border right now. It might cross Military Road there on the western side of Brownsville. We're talking mainly west of let's see, what road is this right here? It doesn't pop up. There it is. 3248. That's I'm not sure exactly what road it is, but Morrison, west of Morrison and Ruben Torres on the west side of town. It's about to move into your area out there. So yeah, expect some of that really strong wind to really pick up. That's the wind that was passing through the Weslaco area, about to move into the Brownsville area. It's I think it's kind of about to move into like downtown Brownsville. So if you're in Brownsville, just get ready for that punch of wind coming through. Winds up to 80 miles per hour potentially once that storm gets into your area.
Yeah, and we've been telling you, if you're downtown, if you're out and about, just wait. Just wait, try to go home and stay in your safe place, because just like Serge was showing you, some of the strong winds heading straight towards downtown Brownsville. And I am going to take off the lightning strike too in just a bit and zoom out for you just a little bit so we can kind of get an idea of what all we're seeing, because I know the main threat right now is the damaging winds. You hear the winds heading your way. And again, Brownsville, remember we were talking about it kind of bowing out. Brownsville, you're right where it bows out, so you will definitely get some of these strong winds, those 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts expected in your area. But I'm going to put on the hail reflectivity as well, just to see, we could possibly see some small hail in the Ranchito area, and you could see maybe some pea-sized hail moving through. Again, this is not a severe thunderstorm because of the hail, because it's not severe storm criteria size, but we do still have a chance to see some small hail, and when you're really going to not be able to tell too much of a difference because of the strong wind. So you're not going to be able to tell the difference between heavy rain and small hail when it is that small. But again, we do have the strong wind heading towards the Brownsville area, and that's not the only place. Most of the lower valley right now, Willacy, Cameron County, seeing some of the heavy rain and strong winds right now. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so we can kind of see that the places that are dealing with the severe weather right now is going to be Willacy and Cameron County. If you're in Hidalgo County, if you are in Starr County, you are done with your severe weather threat for the evening. For Hidalgo County, if you're west of I-69C, you're done with your severe weather threat. But if you're east of 69C, you're still dealing with some rain, definitely still dealing with the lightning and thunder right now. And that's also something that I just stay at home for. Don't need to be on the roads yet. I know it's a Friday night. All of us want to enjoy our weekend and get our weekend started. Tonight was not the night to do so. We've been talking about this for quite some time. You really didn't need to be out in the streets. So
there's Brittany getting after everybody. Yeah. Don't be outside.
We told y'all from this morning and yesterday. I told y'all last night. I told y'all this morning.
Yeah.
So make sure that you are in your safe place, because at the end of the day, we're just trying to watch out for you and making sure that you don't get yourself harmed or your property harmed with these severe storms that are moving through. But again, Brownsville dealing with the strong wind. And just because we're done with our heavy rain, we are done with the strong wind and heavy rain here in Weslaco, but we still have plenty of thunder and lightning right now. So just because the heavy rain isn't in your area, Brownsville, Ranchito, Los Fresnos, in your area right now, but even after the 30 minutes and 25 minutes of heavy rain, you're still going to be dealing with the lightning and thunder for the next 20 minutes. So a total of around 45 minutes of some of that kind of scary weather, you can say. So if you're scared of lightning and thunder, you're most likely going to hear it even after the rain has calmed down a little bit. Serge?
Brittany, we're going to go over the warnings right now at this time. We have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings. One continues for the McAllen area all the way down to very close to Weslaco. This one is until 2 a.m. Then we have this one where it's currently really going, it's currently rocking and rolling right now in the Harlingen area. That one is until 1:45 a.m. And then, of course, we have the one in Willacy County. That one's until 1:30 a.m. And then we also have the severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Cameron County until 2 a.m. Are we still on? I think we got struck by lightning here at the station. I think we're still on, right? Okay, we're still on. Here we go. So there you go. You see the severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Again, the turning on radar. And you're just going to see a lot of colors there. There it is. The strongest rain right now is about to push into Brownsville. Let's take a look at the winds. It's kind of gone down just a little bit, but it is also closer to the radar. So those winds probably becoming a little bit more realistic here if we take a look at velocity. 73 just south of the border. If you're in like downtown Brownsville, get ready for about 50, 60 mile per hour winds with maybe up to close to 80 miles per hour. Eventually, once that core of that hail or of that wind rather moves over your area. So just be prepared for the worst here in Brownsville. How can you prepare? Just stay away from windows, stay away from outdoors, make sure that you're not driving during these conditions. Stay home and just keep watching us, and we'll show you the videos and the pictures as they come in here to our newsroom. But right now, again, there's that line moving to Los Fresnos as well, and I'm pretty sure it's going to have some strong winds. If you're in Los Fresnos, probably seeing or hearing the strong winds moving over your area, as well as the Brownsville area. So again, reflectivity is showing that. The lightning is just incredible. We're hearing a ton of lightning strikes, and some of those strikes you can hear them loud, and those are the positive strikes that you're hearing. The ones that you really hear are the positive strikes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a lightning count here. And it's 1,809 lightning strikes with positive strikes at 874. Now the negative strikes are more, 935. So that may be an indication that maybe starting to see some weakening, with this thunderstorm. That's a new box there, 1,780. So there's 1,780 lightning strikes in that box there, with more negative strikes and positive strikes. So good indicator there. That maybe these storms are weakening somewhat, but still very strong, where there is a warning. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for eastern Cameron County and western Cameron County. There's two different ones. Again, the one in Hidalgo County, that one is until 2 a.m., but that was for the winds that were continuing on. At this point, it may be canceled. Because that threat, it looks like it's about over. The velocity shows that the strongest winds right now are over the Brownsville, Los Fresnos area. Again, I think we're going to see maybe that severe thunderstorm warning being canceled in southern Hidalgo County. We'll keep an eye on it, though. But again, there's the one from Willacy County. That one is over. It looks like the threat of the worst of the rain and the storms and the wind is over for Willacy County. So I'm imagining that the one that's going to stay are going to be those two in Cameron County, where the worst conditions are right now. South Padre Island, you're getting ready to start to see that rain. Northern parts of South Padre Island beginning to see that heavy rainfall. Probably going to see that really strong wind gust as well. So just get ready out there. South Padre Island, Port Isabel, it's about to move into your area. I know you guys are kind of the last on the line here, but right now it's really, really bad in Brownsville, as well as in the Los Fresnos, Bayview areas there in Cameron County, Brittany.
Yeah, okay, I was just making sure my mic was still working. Yeah, so I know the heavy rain, strong winds looking to be done for the Willacy County area, but also let me just show you this right now. Still lots of lightning. So just like we're hearing outside of our studios, Willacy County, that's going to be the same story for you. Just because the heavy rain, strong winds is moving past your area, you're still getting plenty of lightning strikes and most likely getting your house shaken a little bit from the rumbles of thunder. So still a big lightning show for Willacy County. Even though the strong winds, the heavy rain is to the east of you now, Willacy County still, please make sure you are being safe. And right now, this is the nighttime, so if you do not have to be on the roads at night with wet conditions and strong winds, definitely just stay home and wait until tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is going to be a much better day. It's going to be the weekend, so just wait until tomorrow when we'll have plenty of sunshine, Serge. Yeah,
Brittany, power outages right now. AEP is reporting 135,477 lightning strikes. Right? I'm already tired. Power outages. I've been working since the morning. Magic Valley is reporting 64,702 outages at this time. I was going to say lightning strikes again, but that's a lot of people without power. So hopefully you charge your phones and you're watching us on your devices there. Of course, you can go and charge it in your car, your vehicle, as you wait for that power to come back. But I imagine that they're going to wait for the threat to be over for AEP and Magic Valley crews to eventually restore power. And then also PUB in Brownsville, we don't have reports for them as to how many power outages they're experiencing, but we'll wait to see social media to see if they post anything. Sometimes they post how many outages PUB is dealing with. But at this point, again, AEP customers, there's thousands and thousands of people without power, so be patient with them. This was a really intense storm. This was something that is really rare here in the Valley, so just expect for your power to be out for some time here as power crews try to restore that power. Again, Brownsville, it is coming down. You guys are next. Brittany, I think we could talk about the experience we had here at Channel 5 through the storm, just to give the Brownsville folks an idea of what they can expect. It was rocking and rolling. The studio here, I could see the lights trembling, and I could hear the roof kind of trying to, like it was kind of lifting, and you could just feel the pressure difference with that strong wind.
Yeah, we have lots of just hanging lights, obviously, for the studio, so that we're lit up for you. All of them were kind of shaking a little bit, and Serge, like when I went out, I just walked outside of our studio doors, and then quite a bit further, there's the glass doors. Yeah, the glass doors, and I was just standing right in front of our studio doors, trying to stay far away from the glass doors.
That's kind of how it looked.
Yeah, and that's how it looked actually from the glass doors, because you get that wind tunnel effect when we kind of get that one bridge, and then our building wall, that you got some stronger winds in that area.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just saw the wind just completely coming in from the side. It just looked like somebody was making it rain sideways. And
Yeah,
we
there you go. You could
definitely-
see that there in that
yeah.
video. There's your little car back
It started,
there.
yeah, my little car already dented.
I hope not.
It definitely was a bit scary, and that's why we tell you stay away from windows, because our doors are locked. You can't open them, but even a locked door was starting to shake. And that's the same instances when you get hurricane force winds.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why they can bust those windows open with the pressure, and they can open the door, lock doors, because the wind is so strong. We had 80-mile-per-hour wind, radar indicated 80-mile-per-hour wind. That is strong wind moving through, so definitely shook our building quite a few times. We still have lightning and thunder, and the thunder still shaking our building. So again, if you're in the Brownsville area, you are going through the same thing that we're talking about. But I did see on Facebook some people reporting that there was some small hail in the Brownsville area. So that's why I do have this up right now, and I'm trying to show you. So we do see some hail reflectivity right now. We're seeing some light blue, so that could possibly be some marble size hail that we're seeing. Again, it has to be larger than an inch in size for it to be severe warned, but we are seeing some bright blues right now, and this is right over the radar that the radar right now. So we could see some marble size hail along with this system, not just the strong winds in the Brownsville area. So again, make sure you are in your safe place, because that could break some windows, and we still have that 80-mile-per-hour wind that is moving through, radar indicated. So I'm going to do a hail inquiry real quick. Tells us around the size of the hail on this blue. So golf ball size hail possible in some places in Brownsville right now. We actually did see this intensify just a bit, so we could have seen some small hail, but as it continued to track further southeast, it was strengthening. So it is getting some of that moisture. We still have some warm air there that this storm is really fueling off of, so possible golf ball size hail in this area. I'm going to get rid of this hail inquiry real quick and then show you some lightning, because remember, lots of lightning is an indicator of some hail. We turn on that lightning strike. Now we turn on that lightning strike, and quite a bit of lightning in the Brownsville area. So let me do a lightning count for you real quick, so we can get an idea of how much lightning is in the Brownsville area right now. 631 lightning strikes. So again, this is going to be a big lightning show, and as we continue on, we're going to continue to see quite a bit of lightning. So just because you are seeing some heavy rain, and you think once you get into the light rain and the rain starts to calm down a little bit, that you're going to be all in the clear, no, we're still going to have thunder and lightning after the strong winds and heavy rain move through your area, because that's what we're experiencing right now in Weslaco. But let's zoom out a bit so we can kind of get a look of what we're seeing across the valley. And let me also take off that hail inquiry so we can, and let me take off the lightning so we can really see the rain. So still lots of reds, but as we look at Starr County, again, Starr County, you are all in the clear. Hidalgo County, still some places here in Weslaco, we actually can hear right now outside of our studios the lightning finally starting to calm down, no longer hearing the rumbles of thunder, but still dealing with heavy rain in the Brownsville area, the Los Fresnos area, Port Isabel. You're going to be feeling the strong winds, dealing with the heavy rains for the next half hour or so, give or take. And then also Willacy County, you're dealing with some light to moderate rain, but you will still be dealing with plenty of lightning and thunder for the next 20 minutes or so.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I'm getting a report here that there's a tractor trailer flipped in Farr. I wonder if we could get the TechStop camera to see what the conditions are there on Sioux Road, the Sioux Road camera. I don't see it back here, but if we could try to get that camera so we could take a look. It's really hard to see. I think it might be further down, because I see a lot of flashing lights a little bit further down on the interstate. So if we could try to get that camera, that would be really good, guys, back in the back there. But right now, there you go. There's the TechStop camera. And I don't know if you could tell, but back there, in the very, very back, there's a lot of flashing lights, and that may be part of that incident there. So if you are traveling now, I know that the rain has stopped, but if you're traveling now in the Farr area, just use extra caution at the interchange. I'm not sure what direction or where or what exactly that tractor trailer is flipped, but somebody did report that. So And you can see a lot of flashing lights out there. So just use extra caution. Again, this is from Sioux Road on Interstate 69C looking toward the interchange. This is, if you're traveling from Edinburgh to Far or McAllen, that's the interchange you're going to see there. This is 281 and Interstate 69C. So expect some, maybe a closure or something like that there. I'm not sure, maybe we could pull up traffic. I'm going to try to open the traffic map here so we could take a look here. But anyways, we'll come back to that right now, but I do want to talk about what's happening now in the Brownsville area. Those strong winds continue as we wait for that traffic map to open there. But those strong winds continue over the Brownsville area, and it is coming down hard. It is just red, a blanket of red over the Brownsville area. And I know, Brittany, you were talking about the potential for some hail, and right now we're starting to see that indication again. And since this is very close to the radar, it could be that there is hail falling there. If not, it's big drops that are falling there on the radar. So there you go. There could be some hail falling.
Yeah, there
right
are
now
some
at this
people
time.
on Facebook saying that they are seeing some small hail.
Yeah, it's
in
walnut
Brownsville.
size there. Walnut size hail in Brownsville. It's mainly over. Let's take a closer look at some of the neighborhoods here to see more or less where exactly. Old Port Isabel Road, just east of the interstate, kind of on Central Avenue there on the north side, in Texas 48, which is Boca Chica International. So yeah, out there in Brownsville, kind of on the east side of the interstate, expect maybe some small hail falling right now. And this is the type of hail that probably won't do much damage. And I hope, right? But it shouldn't do so much damage there. But again, the other thing is the very strong winds. If it does come in with a really strong gusty wind, then it could. That little tiny pebble may be causing some damage out there. We continue with those severe thunderstorm warnings once until 1:45. 5 more minutes for that one, the one that is over Harlingen. And then we have one until 2 a.m., actually two until 2 a.m. The Hidalgo County one, I'm surprised, is still there. And then also the Eastern Cameron County one that is continuing on there. That's the one until 2 a.m. out there. So those severe thunderstorm warnings continue. Here's a look at radar. The worst of the rain's already pushing into South Padre Island. I wonder if we have South Padre Island camera. If we can pull that one up eventually here so we could take a look at what's going on at South Padre Island. Sometimes that one goes out, but right now, there we go. I finally got the traffic map. If we could switch over to Max 3. And there you go. There's a little bit of traffic there at the interchange. It's really hard to tell where exactly that tractor trailer would be flipped over there. It looks like maybe on the northbound lanes, Interstate 69C, it might be kind of on the ramp there that takes you from San Juan to Edinburgh. That it might be there on the ramp, but right now we're just playing a guessing game, so we'll have to keep an eye on that and maybe have a reporter check that out. But
well, actually, we do have a reporter, Stephanie Rosales from Harlingen. Thank you, Angie.
She's in Harlingen right now?
Yes, from Harlingen. So we want to see if we can get her up and we can just ask her what she's seeing right now and what she's hearing. I know plenty of thunder still, but it looks like, Stephanie, the worst is to the east of you. What are you seeing over there? If we can get Stephanie. Might take a little bit.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes. Hi. Right now I'm near Ed Carey Drive here off the expressway in Harlingen, and I've just noticed the rain has been picking up. It was dry 30 minutes ago, and it was crazy to just look out the window and the door to see how strong the wind and the rain was picking up, the lightning and the thunder to match, just getting stronger. But luckily, I've seen the drivers passing by, being safe on the road and cautious. The light also luckily hasn't gone out in this area from where I am, just what I've noticed. But like I said, the rain has picked up, but everybody's been safe, and that's basically it.
Hey, Stephanie, this is Sergio right now talking to you. Hey, how were the winds? I know you probably touched on it a little bit, but how were the winds when that storm really rolled through? You were in the Harlingen area. Do you know, can you at least tell us a little bit also where in Harlingen you are? Are you close to the airport? Are you close to downtown?
Right. So the wind was, thank you, Sergio. The wind was actually really getting
also just as strong because I was holding an umbrella and it was hard to manage it or to take a hold of it because that strong wind, and the water is also cold as well. So it is scary out here, but luckily everybody's taking caution out here as much as needed. And earlier I was just off of the expressway in closer to where the mall is.
Okay.
So it's pretty kind of the same. It's pretty spread out throughout what I'm noticing here in Harlingen. So the same kind of weather impact with the strong winds and rain.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. That's Stephanie Rosales, one of our KRGV reporters here at Channel 5. And thank you for that report, Stephanie. We're getting reports from Brownsville right now, 53 knot winds coming in at the Brownsville airport, I believe. So that's just some indication and ground truth that those strong gusty winds continue, not as strong as they were earlier in the Weslaco area, but that continues to be the threat here, the strong gusty winds, and then the potential right now, we're seeing that potential for maybe some hail. And you could see those images coming in from Brownsville as well now. You could see the rain moving in the wind. It's not as strong as it was when it was over McAllen, over the PSJA area, over Donna and Weslaco. So that's some good news that this storm has already lost some intensity, and that severe thunderstorm warning that was over Hidalgo County, that has now been canceled. So no severe thunderstorm warnings for Hidalgo County, no severe thunderstorm warnings for Starr County, no severe thunderstorm warnings right now for Willacy County. The only one that's left is the severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Cameron County, and that includes Los Fresnos, Port Isabel, Brownsville, and those areas. And then we also have that flood advisory that is now issued until 3:45 a.m. And I'm not sure, Brittany, if you have any details on the flood advisory, because I haven't really looked at it. But
I can get some
yeah,
details
go ahead and,
right now.
Go ahead, and we'll continue to talk here about
that is until 3:45 a.m. So for the next 2 hours or so, and some flooding caused by excessive rainfall, and we're looking at 1 to 2 inches of rain that has already fallen, and we're looking at an additional amount of 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. So again, that's the green that we see. That includes Weslaco, Elsa, Harlingen as well. So let me actually take off the rain and the lightning and everything right now so we can kind of see where exactly this flood advisory is. There you go, right here. That includes lots of areas. So along
And Brittany, I have the Doppler radar estimated totals here whenever you're ready there.
Yeah, so along I-69E C all the way past I-69E is where we have this flood advisory in place. So most of the lower valley, southern part of Hidalgo County, and most of Cameron County under this flood advisory. So we're looking at an additional 1 to 3 inches of rain. Some minor flooding is likely, so please make sure if you are on the roads, especially with it being dark, if you see water building up on the roads, try to find another route because you don't want to take that chance. But Serge, let's take a look at some rainfall totals.
Those rainfall totals, this is the last 12 hours, and you could really tell where that thunderstorm really went through, and it kind of went right along 83 and Interstate 2, really across much of the valley there. Let's take a full screen here, and you can see that it did this motion, and that's where the strongest of the storms were. And then also we had that new cell that popped up in Willacy County, and that one blew through there really quickly. But let's take a look at some of those totals. Some of the higher totals are in the Zapata and Starr County area, so I'm going to put in some totals there. 1.8 inches north of Falcon. And then northeast of Roma, about 2 inches of rain. That's kind of the bullseye there in that area. But if we're talking about Roma proper, it's going to be a little bit lower, about 0.7 of an inch. Because these storms move so fast, and they're also pulsating a little bit, so they would get really strong, drop a whole bunch of rain, and then kind of weaken a little bit, and then get strong again. So you could see that where those little dots are. There's a couple of dots here. There's one there. There's one there. So that's higher rainfall amounts. And then the storm continued to move over the McAllen area. Let's see how much rainfall. Doppler radar estimates there at the interchange in FAR, about 1.6 inches of rain, and then closer to Alamo and Donna, about 2.4. That in itself is a little bit of a bullseye there, especially in the neighborhoods very close to. Let's see, Valverde Road and Huddle Road and 495, those areas there in the Donna area. So moving on over toward Weslaco, rainfall accumulations were about 1.3 there in Weslaco, Mercedes 1.3, Progreso about 2 inches. And then further down in Brownsville, it just started raining in Brownsville recently, and they already got about 1.5 inches of rain. Los Indios down to or up to 2.4. So again, everybody's seeing a lot of rain, and that's because of that severe thunderstorm that rolled through. And right now, we are under that flood advisory. And there it is, the flood advisory, basically from McAllen East all the way down to Brownsville. This is a big flood advisory until 3:45 a.m. So watch for ponding of water on roadways. It's really hard to determine exactly where there's flooding occurring, because there was, again, those little pockets where there was heavier rainfall. So again, you just kind of consider that when you're out driving. There may be pockets where there might be some flooding, and there's areas where it might not be. So just consider that. East Brownsville right now, that little hail core is about to push into your area, very close to the airport, and it's moving closer toward the Starbase area along Highway 4 there. So expect that the small hail to maybe impact your weather right now. And again, as you saw, those winds reported around 50 miles per hour there. So things have died down just a little bit, but it's still a dangerous storm. We are still under that severe thunderstorm warning in eastern Cameron County. This includes Los Fresnos, Port Isabel, and Brownsville. This one's until 2 a.m. We are about 10 minutes away before this storm basically begins to clear the area. And once this clears, I think we may be good for the night. Right now, starting to see maybe some showers developing behind the main line of thunderstorms. Alamo, there might be another little shower pushing through your area, as well as here in Weslaco. It might be raining a little bit more, but that's only going to kind of inhibit the power crews from getting the power restored here. So, these little types of showers, and eventually these will clear. I think right now in Rio Grande City, out in Starr County, west of Interstate 69C, we're pretty good at this point. I don't think we're going to see much rain for the remainder of the night. But again, some of those showers still kind of developing right now over parts of PSJA and Weslaco right now, Brittany.
So actually, Serge, I just went somewhere and came back because one of our camera operators, Eileen Falcon, she was saying we had that 5 day signage up, and I'm not sure if anybody took it down or not, but it's gone. So hopefully somebody took it down, and that's why it's gone. They might have.
I warned them. That it was going to be really bad.
Yeah, she was like, if y'all left that up, it's definitely gone. And I'm still, you just saw it behind Serge right now and just heard it on my mic. We still have lots of lightning strikes outside of our studio. So just because we are done with the rain, we still do have some light rain, but just because we're done with the heavy rain, the strong winds, we are not done with the lightning and the thunder. That's going to continue for the remainder of, for the night, especially for the lower valley. So for the next 45 minutes or so, the lightning and thunder going to continue. I am going to put on the lightning and thunder right now in just a bit, but before I do, I want to show you just where most of the heavy rain is. The heavy rain mainly along the island, Port Isabel, and in Brownsville right now. But if you're along I-69C, you're just dealing with some light rain. Again, most of the rain is in the lower valley. Willacy County, you are looking to be done with heavy rain. Still some light rain, but the heavy rain is in the lower valley along the coast and in the island, on the island right now, and Brownsville as well is where you're seeing some heavy rain. So other than that, the rest of us dealing with some light rain, but still dealing with some lightning and thunder. So let me finally put on that lightning count and tracker so we can see all of the lightning with this. So just because the storm and the line of storms or the line of strong weather is already moved past areas like Harlingen and Weslaco, we're still seeing quite a bit of lightning and thunder. So I'm going to zoom in just a bit so that we can kind of get an idea. And let me update this and make sure it's showing you the most current radar scan. So Weslaco, still seeing some pockets of heavy rain right now. And we also have quite a bit of lightning, not maybe around 10 lightning strikes right now in the area. But then as I took a look at the Brownsville area, lots of lightning still in that area. So you're going to continue to deal with the lightning, Brownsville, Los Fresnos, and Ranchito just a little bit. You're going to be dealing with that for quite some time. And we actually do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. So let me get the latest information on that. And that is until 2:45 a.m. So for the next hour or so. And as I get that
they did drop the winds down to 60 miles per hour. And
some good news.
Yeah, they didn't mention the possibility of hail on this one. But this is located near South Point about 8 miles southeast of Port of Brownsville, and then also moving southeast at 55 miles per hour. So it is moving fairly quickly out there, and it is still coming down pretty hard in Brownsville again. So if you are in Brownsville, it is raining hard, and you're also hearing the lightning and thunder. And then also we'll continue to watch these new little cells that popped up in Alamo and Weslaco. Keeping an eye on those. Right now, it looks like they're moving fairly quickly as well. I'm going to put the motion there. They're kind of moving along with that main cell, right along I-2. So if you do have plans to drive right now, if you were in your safe zone and you're ready to move, maybe just wait it out a little bit longer. If you're in Weslaco, if you're in Donna, because those little showers are popping up, and as you know, there is that flood advisory that continues until 3:45 a.m. So with that additional rainfall, I imagine we could see more flooding. It looks like some of the heavier rain beginning to pop up just north of Mercedes, or North Mercedes rather, right along FM 491, seeing some of that heavy rainfall also developing there. Now, again, the hazard right now, the biggest threat is that severe thunderstorm warning for Los Fresnos, Brownsville, Port Isabel, all of those areas. And I think we got video. What is this video from? Let's take that full screen. This is from Brownsville. There you go. You can see that. Oh, it looks dark too.
Yeah, so maybe some power outages in that area.
So that's Brownsville. Brownsville PUB probably has some power outages as well. I haven't seen any updates there on Facebook, but we'll keep watching for that. Brownsville PUB.
Yeah, so Brownsville's still dealing with the heavy rain, and again, that severe thunderstorm warning is until 2:45 a.m. So Serge and I and Karen and Abel on Spanish side will be here until 2:45 a.m. and make sure we stick with you while the storm passes through your area, but also keep in mind, again, that flood advisory until 3:45 a.m. So if you're going to be on the roads, if you're Serge, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you.
just making sure.
Your earpiece out?
Yeah, I need to get some new batteries, but my mic's still working. That's all that matters. So again, yeah, that flood advisory, we can see some minor flooding on the road. So if you're traveling on I-2 right now, in between McAllen to Brownsville, or just like right before Port Isabel, or Harlingen on I-2, McAllen and Harlingen on I-2, please make sure you are being safe, because we most likely have slick roads and water on the roads right now. And we're still seeing some rain and, again, lightning strikes. And with power outages, most of the roads most likely are pretty dark. So if you see a lot of water on the roads, don't take a chance. You don't really know how deep it is. And if you have a low-lying car, you can do some damage as well. But right now, most of the rain is in the lower valley, so most of the rain still in in Cameron County. And if you are in Willacy County, still dealing with some light rain, but again, your severe weather threat is looking to be done with. If you are in Hidalgo County, most of Hidalgo County done with a severe weather threat. Weslaco, and here, let me zoom in really quick. Weslaco, Mila Dulce, Donna, Mercedes, as well as South Alamo, Progreso, Arroyo Alto, Santa Maria, still seeing some heavy to moderate rainfall right now. And again, that flood advisory is until 3:45 a.m. And we're done with our severe weather threat. Look, if you are in Starr County, so Starr County, you got the first part of this storm. You are now done with your severe weather threat. You can go to sleep and be ready for tomorrow, because again, Starr County did see some large hail roll through their area right after that 10 p.m. show this evening. But right now, what we are watching is mainly the lower valley. Right now, the lower valley, Cameron County. If you are in Cameron County, that's the people that really need to be tuning in right now. The rest of us dealing with still some strong winds, not severe winds, but strong winds, as well as some lightning and hearing rumbles of thunder shaking our houses. But where we have that severe thunderstorm warning still includes areas of Brownsville, Los Fresnos, Port Isabel. So that's what we are monitoring right now, and still quite a bit of lightning strikes. So actually, let me turn on that lightning strike count right now, and lots of lightning.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a lot of lightning.
Yes, and let me check hail as well. So as far as, okay, there you go. It's moving a little slow. As far as our hail
It's already
power
mainly south of the
reflectivity,
border,
yeah,
it
it's
looks like.
really weakening as it continues to push through. So maybe some pea-sized hail just to the east and southeast of Brownsville, but other than that, just some heavy rain, lots of thunder and lightning, and strong winds still in that area, Serge.
I put a box with that lightning, and we have the lightning count there, 1,258, and that's just only in the southern portion of Cameron County, as well as northern Mexico, at Playa Bagdad and Matamoros out there. That's about 1,258 lightning strikes, with 665 of those being positive. Now, also a lot of people on our Facebook feed here continuing to talk about a lot of power outages, so we're going to do another power outage check here. 150,000 people without power in AEP. Those are your AEP customers, 150,000 people across the valley, a little bit over that actually, 150,670 to be precise there. And then also Magic Valley, there you go, you could see that there. Tons of power outages there, 150,670 AEP customers without power. Now, Magic Valley has 64,529 people without power. That's about 47% of their customers, 47% of their customers without power at this time. This was a strong storm. You can't blame the energy companies for this one. This one is... It was intense. It had really strong winds. It had tons of cloud to ground lightning, and we continue to see that. You just saw the amount of lightning strikes that we are seeing there in Cameron County and northern Mexico. 1,258 lightning strikes. That will do some damage to the power lines and stuff like that. So, again, the strongest winds today, what we did see was in the McAllen, Weslaco area. And then we did register that 61-mile-per-hour gust at the airport in Harlingen. So definitely really gusty winds with this thunderstorm. And right now, that storm is already basically pushing out into the Gulf of Mexico. So the worst of it looks like it might be about over here. But again, that severe thunderstorm warning will continue on until 2:45 a.m. We are at the 2 o'clock hour now, and it looks like the worst of it. It's already pushing offshore. But again, that rain does continue to fall. It's a heavy rain continues to fall over Brownsville, Olmito, Los Fresnos. So that's the kind of the last of this thunderstorm. Of course, the flood advisory continues until 3:45 a.m. from McAllen all the way down to Brownsville, right along the I-2 corridor, down through Harlingen, San Benito, and Brownsville. So watch out for flooding and some ponding of water on the roadways, maybe some curb-to-curb flooding in some neighborhoods with this thunderstorm. So just watch out for that. Don't drive if you don't have to tonight. Probably the best idea for you out there, right, Brittany?
Yeah, that's right. Definitely try to just wait out the storm, because again, even if the heavy rain is done in your area and you're thinking, okay, it stopped raining, I can go out in the roads, still going to be breezy. Roads are slick still wet, so add wet roads, breezy conditions, and then lots of lightning strikes and rumbles of thunder that could shake your car up a little bit. And then add on top of that power outages, so some of the street lights may not even be on. Makes for a dangerous situation. So if you don't have to be on the roads yet, just wait, and the sun's going to be coming up in about 5 hours or so. So yeah, just wait until then. Just wait 5 hours. Get some sleep. For me, at least, get some sleep for me.
Right.
But
yeah, you got to be up and you have a show at 9 in the morning. We're here till 2. So
yeah, I'm gonna most likely be making my morning show for you after this.
Yikes.
Yeah, we're
putting in that hard work, Brittany.
We're still seeing plenty of lightning with this storm, so that's something you have to be careful. But you got some winds.
Yeah, let's take a look at the winds right now, and this is the ground check of the winds. 43 in McAllen, that is outdated, I think, already. We're still waiting for an update there at the airport. It might be that the power is out in that area. 29 miles per hour right now recorded in Brownsville. So those winds continue. I think it's going to continue to stay breezy even through tomorrow. So tomorrow, expect gusty winds, gusting up to 40 miles per hour. So if you're out there surveying damage, just consider that it's still going to be breezy in the afternoon tomorrow. This storm system pushed through, yes, but we're still getting that northerly breeze, and we're still going to see that strong wind with us. Now, this is a view from Sky 5 in Weslaco. I've moved the camera. This is now facing toward Mercedes. So our studio is at close to Airport Drive here on I-2, on Interstate 2, and now this camera is facing the Mercedes area, kind of looking toward the east so we could see if we could see some lightning. And, you know, the lightning has kind of dissipated. We're not seeing, just as I say that, there's a huge lightning strike. but again, we're not seeing it as frequent as it was earlier. So that's an indication that things are getting a little bit better here. And there's a look at radar. There's the thunderstorm pushing offshore at this time. The flood advisory continues until 3:45 a.m. and that severe thunderstorm warning is until 2:45. But I think the worst of it is over. Let's take a look at the velocity and see where the strongest winds are. And yeah, they've pushed offshore and they're moving away from the radar at this time. And I think the severe aspects might be over. So I wouldn't be surprised if the National Weather Service cancels that severe thunderstorm warning in eastern Cameron County. But for now, the hazards are still there. We're still seeing the cloud-to-ground lightning. And we're still seeing maybe some breezy conditions, but I don't really think we're seeing those gusts up to 80 miles per hour anymore at this point. It looks like this storm is beginning to fade away.
Hopefully the National Weather Service brings us an updated polygon, you know, and we get a little better area within the polygon showing some severe warns weather. But yeah, most of it's looking to be to the south of Brownsville and to the south of us now. Some good news, but still dealing with plenty of lightning and thunder. Again, we're going to continue to see lightning and thunder. We saw even after the heavy rain in Weslaco, we felt the rumbles of thunder, saw lightning for about half an hour, right, Serge, after. So Cameron County most likely going to be dealing with lightning and thunder. And to the side of us, you see that one video, plenty of lightning.
That's Brownsville.
And, Brownsville, plenty of lightning and thunder. Thanks for pulling that up full screen. I'm trying to see, is that a tree down?
It looks like
Yes,
it could be.
thank you,
there's
Angie.
there's some damage there out in Brownsville.
So yeah, we had strong winds. We were saying, I mean, I think palm trees are one of the only trees that can really handle
Those really gusty winds, right?
Can really handle those gusty winds. Every other tree can easily fall and some branches snap. So
somebody said on our Facebook feed here, it feels like a cold front came through. It did. There's a cold front that came through, and actually tomorrow is going to be a very nice day temperature-wise. We're going to stay in the 70s all day, and maybe reach 80 in some parts. But I think for the most part, we're going to stay in the 70s throughout the majority of the day tomorrow because of this cold front. And then we're actually going to have radiational cooling as we head into Sunday morning. So Sunday morning, you're going to wake up in the morning. If you wake up early in the morning, you're going to feel temperatures in the 50s. So yeah, this cold front came through, and it'll be nice and cool Sunday morning, but then we'll be back in the 80s by Sunday afternoon. So it's a short-lived cold front, but it came down with this, and Brittany was mentioning earlier, about 2 hours ago when we started this, Brittany was talking about how when these cold fronts come through in the winter, they bring colder air, but when they come in the spring, they come with this type of weather. You know, we talk about severe thunderstorms with the cold fronts that are beginning to come in the late spring, early summer type of thing. So, Brittany,
Yeah, Serge, I know a lot of the times our producers always ask, well, is it a strong cold front or is it a weak cold front?
Yeah.
And I always say there's different cold fronts. There's cold fronts that just bring us cold air. There's cold fronts that just bring us rain-free, colder temperatures, some light rain, and there's cold fronts that do exactly what it did today, that brings severe weather along with it and the possibility for strong winds and hail. So there's a lot of different cold fronts. It can be changing our temperatures just about 10 degrees and bring plenty of severe weather. And sometimes during the winter, it can change our temperatures around 30 degrees. That's still a strong cold front, but bring no severe weather. So it really depends on when we get these cold fronts during the winter, during the spring, is when it can bring us a chance for either just some cool, dry air or some severe weather. But yeah, we will be seeing some cooler temperatures for tomorrow.
And Brittany, I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave the TV. We're going to break the cut-in and go back to regular programming now that the threat of the severe storms has already pushed
south of us.
Out of the valley. Right now, what we're just seeing is the thunder and lightning in the Brownsville area, and then also watch out for that flood advisory that continues until 3:45 a.m. But I think for now, we're going to go back to regular programming and continue the Facebook Live until that severe thunderstorm warning gets canceled or expires. So let's leave Channel 5 for now. For now, Brittany, for those that are watching on TV, if you still have power, we're going to leave and go back to regular programming. So that's all we have for now, but we'll be on Facebook Live.
Yeah, see you on Facebook Live.